In this video, we're going to work on Chapter 8, Homework Problem 12. If you'd like to follow along, open the Chapter 8 Homework.xlsx workbook from My Courses and click on the Prob 12 Worksheet tab. In Problem 12, we're supposed to use the data in the Excel file Student Grades, use the Excel regression tool, using the midterm grade as the independent variable, which is the X. The final grade is the dependent variable, which is the Y. We're supposed to interpret all key regression results, analyze the residuals, and use the standard residuals to determine if any outliers exist. So we're going to click the Data tab. In the Analyze group, we're going to click Data Analysis. If you do not see Data Analysis or you do not see an Analyze group, click File and then Options. On the left-hand side, click Add-ins. Next to Manage Excel Add-ins, click Go. And make sure that your Analysis Tool Pack is checked. Then click OK. You should be back at your Data ribbon. Click that Data tab and click that Data Analysis tool in the Analyze group. We're going to scroll down until we see Regression. Single click Regression and click OK. In our Input Y range, we're going to make sure that we're in the box, and then we're going to select the range C3 all the way down as far as it goes to C59. We're going to click in the Input X range box. I'm going to scroll back up to the top, select the range B3 down to B59. Now, what's very important at this point, I'm going to scroll back up. What is very important at this point is that you click the Labels box. If you don't, this regression will fail because we have non-numeric terms. So we click our Labels box, which it takes the first row as labels and not as data. Now, because we're told to examine the residuals, we're going to tell it to give us residual plots and also our standardized residuals. Now we're going to click in the Output range, Radio button. We're going to click in the box next to Output range, and I'm just going to click cell E3. So all of my regression output will come out in the range starting from the upper left hand corner of cell E3. Now I'm going to click OK, and I have all of my regression results. So we can see that we have the same results that we got from problem 5. We have our coefficient. We multiply the midterm grade by 0.6191 and then add 31.74 approximately to that result to estimate our final exam grade. We have our F values. We have our P values. All of them look very good. We don't see any of those values that are above 0.05, which is very good. Now we're going to examine the residuals and the standardized residuals. To examine the residuals, we're going to scroll over to the right to look at our residual plot. About half of the dots should be above the line, about half of the dots should be below the line, and we shouldn't see any dots very far away from the other dots. Looks pretty good. Now let's examine our standardized residuals. So I'm going to scroll back, and then I'm going to scroll down to take a look at the residual output, and I'm going to look at the standard residuals, which is in column H. The book tells us that we should reject any value above 3, so that's any value greater than 3 or actually less than -3. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply conditional formatting to find those numbers very easily. And I can see there's a value of -2.67 here and negative 2.84. Those are pretty extreme values. So I'm going to select the range H27, all of my residuals, down to H56. I'm going to click my Home tab. In the Styles group, I'm going to click Conditional Formatting, highlight Cells rule, and then greater than. So I'm going to choose to format cells that are greater than 2.5, and I'm okay with a light red fill with dark red text, so I'm going to click OK. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go back to Conditional Formatting, highlight Cells rules, this time less than. I'm going to choose less than negative 2.5, and I'm going to click OK. Now I'm going to click away from the range, and I can see that in all of my standard residuals I only have those two extreme values, the negative 2.67 and the negative 2.84. I might consider excluding those from the regression, running it again, and seeing if I have a higher R-squared value. We have now completed problem 12.